record. All right. Well, welcome everybody. I'm here today with Valerie Pawlowski, who is a master of sport. I'll have her explain that in a little bit, but she was one of our amazing judges last year at the Woodall's Vintage Strength Games. She has also participated in past Vintage Strength Games and is an overall amazing kettlebell athlete, Mace athlete. And Valerie, welcome.
Hey, James, thank you. It's so cool to be here. And although we haven't been able to get together in person, I love this thing about the technology part that we can have a reunion and get talking about this fantastic event.
Yes, absolutely. Let's tell everybody a little bit about your history.
Oh, God. All right, I'm going to do it in like fast forward. Big time, always into fitness. Back when bodybuilder, then triathlete, and then the kettlebell came along. And when the kettlebell came along, it was very perplexing and figured this out. And just found the great mentor who's Anthony DeLulio in Providence, Rhode Island, and went with that. We became certified in the art of strength. And I also took it up with Pavel and the other type and style. So it just became for me the staple of advancing people that I'd been working with for 15 years in training them and in myself. I was thrilled because something new, but something old and original. And I wanted to know how to use it properly. So that was critical because, friends of mine always used to say, don't do it. You'll rip your arm out of the socket. I said, you can't be doing that because it's a thing, people use it. So that was the route that I took. And interestingly, one of the guys that worked with us back then at Art of Strength and Punch Kettlebell Gym, he went into the realm of competing. And I was, every time I hear that there's something to compete at with a thing that you use, I said, well, let's go do this. So yeah, we did that and we competed and hooked. I couldn't stop myself because it was the greatest feeling over all the things I'd ever done. And that really is the bridge onto the mace and the clubs and that sort of thing. Because Anthony started to bring in, if you see him behind me, those light-weighted clubs and some of the maneuvers that they used to perform with that. And then all of a sudden, Don and the Addicts showed up, and then Rick, and here we are today because those implements are just out of this world. That's all. It's ancient, old, original, vintage, if you will. And so to be able to compete in that, along with the kettlebell sport thing, came from Russia because it's their implement that they never got rid of. We had the thick grip barbells and dumbbells. And again, to bring that out into a competition was the cool part about it. So that's my quick story.
I love it. And I love that you know the history behind it because I'm that way myself as far as knowing the history behind the clubs, maces, kettlebells, where they originated and how we're using this technology today. Do you train anyone in any kind of like pain management?
Well, everybody feels better with the style, which you think it's this beastly, threatening, and imposing workout. The kettlebell's large looking, and I mean the medievalness of the mace and the clubs, but yet with the breakdown and the progressions of laying the groundwork and one step at a time, adding on and bringing it all together. It's like a step class. That's what they used to do. It's like one step, and then add, and then a spin, and then let's put it all together. And I finally grasped that with this, that it's more of a choreographed manner of a system. Now, I've done bodybuilding and we do these things with parts of the body, and I never felt as good as I feel now. I was in a lot of pain. I have herniated discs in my neck, compression in my low back. I have no meniscus on one knee, a torn meniscus on the other. So a few things going on that I have to be mindful of. But all of these things that I do with the kettlebell or the club and the mace, miraculously, if you want to call it that, but it's not. It's because it's old, tried and true. And when you do the right thing with it as it's supposed to be used and not make stuff up, which I also learned from Anthony, is like, don't make anything up. Do it as it's intended. Don't skip anything.
Yep.
Find the way to bring someone to capability. So capability is where it's at. And whether you want to be monster capable, like Strongman Dan, or whether you just want to be walk up and down the stairs capable these days. And that's for young people and older people. It's no longer just the sedentary elderly population that we have to worry about this. Everybody across the board, we have to help them.
Yes, absolutely. So last year we hosted Woodall's Vintage Strength Games and we took it over. What did you think of the venue and how everything went last year?
Let me just say, totally above and beyond and unequivocally, you and Barbie absolutely, without a doubt, know exactly how to put on a event. Unbelievable. Everything ran smoothly, phenomenal organization. The atmosphere and the freaking people were supercharged, friendly, just it's the proper place for it. That's all I could say is this is the best place for it, and you guys do an awesome job, outstanding. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't know because there was so much to it, and how are you going to pull it off? And wow, people were doing everything, which is that's a feat.
Yes.
But you got it. You have people coming from all over, and you had your people homegrown that they're a force to be reckoned with, because your style of training and what you do there at your training center is right there up at the top levels. And again, it's regular people. So regular people doing superhuman stuff is so cool.
Well, thank you. That really means a lot coming from you because you have traveled the world doing competitions and going places. And to have that from you, that really means a lot. Thank you, Valerie. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Credit where credit's due, because always, all the time, even internationally at the World Championship, the timers would break at the end. And then we're standing there and we're waiting. What do we do? Okay, well, we got to go to manual mode and, and on the fly fix it, or the printer and the, certificates and just a bunch of crazy stuff. You had it such a tight ship, and, everything ran smoothly. Everybody remarked about it that I heard. No one had anything horrible to say. It's just, other than it was really spectacular and a challenge. So they got to work at it to get better at it this year.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I interviewed and spoke with Strongman Dan, who was our overall champion last year, and he's actually bringing a couple guys
Oh yeah.
with him. So I'm interested to see how they perform. And what surprised you the most from last year?
The stamina that people had to do everything, really, because in the past, what we brought to the platform, coinciding with a venue already set up for kettlebell sport, was Mace, a couple of variations, and I think we were going to start getting into club. But then there's so much to the day and so many different things that we knew it had to break away. And I mean, the magnitude of all the different things and the setup and staging that you pulled off, absolutely tremendous. And that's tough, and it's tough for the competitors. It's tough for the competitors to get through all that stuff. I mean, just looking at it, I was freaking fiercely I don't know how much you'd be peeling me off the floor. I'd try it, but I think I'll sit behind the judges.
Yeah, no, we had the online comments all said the same thing last year, that they really enjoyed it. And we wanted to add some of the strongman, right? Some of the tires and the ropes and the heavy dumbbells and the bench, and making an overall challenge and a competition for everyone. So we're going to do the same thing this year.
Yeah, and let me just also say, And it's funny because you got strongman Dan there, and he's bringing some more strong people, I bet. But what, moms, young
Oh,
people,
yeah.
guys, limping because they've had a few past injuries, but they're out there and they're completing this. And it's not on that level of we're going to break you in two. It's not about that. It is just some great, fun, fierce, and you always look at it, because I look at it and go, well, I can't do that. But, I'd always give it a try and freaking find out just how much you're made of, or strive to be just, able to pick it up and do it and try it. And that's what we always want to encourage people to do. And that's why the variety of things is just awesome.
Do you think the fact that we're in North Carolina, which is kind of centrally located from the Northeast and the Southeast, do you think that attracts competitors to attend?
It's a great place. It's really easy to get to. So all along this East Coast, we're set. You can drive it. Even coming from some mid places, I think people did do that.
Yes.
And then, the flight across is a hop, skip, and a jump in most cases, or any other kind of transit. Yeah, I mean, North Carolina's it. It's fair weather, so you don't have to worry about anything really detrimental. And then your accommodations, I love it. This year I got an Airbnb right down the street, right near where you live. Last year I had an Airbnb that I made a vacation out of because they had a swimming pool and everything, and we went on some excursions to some farms. So there's a lot to offer, and it's a beautiful area. It's a great part of the country. I think it's a great locale, because I think, too far south or too far north, middle of the country, logistically, it's always been the difficulty of taking this road show on the road and bringing it out to California and stuff like that, or going to different places and having others host it. You can't bring all the stuff that you possibly have there at your disposal. So your facility and all of the amenities, plus, what you have on hand, so people can compete easily and well enough and be safe doing it. You've got that.
And would you recommend anyone that's on the fence, like, oh, maybe I'll just wait till next year? Would you recommend they go ahead and give it a shot?
Jump in on it now. Even, I'm going to tell you, even if you haven't trained, there is something out there that you can get up there. And even if you fell over, like from all your strength being wasted, that's it. That's the whole point. It's like, let me give this a shot, try it, see, get hooked, and then get better next year. But don't wait it out to say, oh, I'll do it next year. Get out here this year, get your feet in the water. It's not meant to annihilate anybody. We definitely had people who did everything. I'm always shocked. And look, when I would go out on a kettlebell sport endeavor that was in another country, I was like, sign me up for everything. I'm not going all the way that far just to do one thing that I'm good at. I'll put my hat in the ring for all of it. And it always proved positive, because the excitement, the adrenaline, the people, you are cheered on by everyone in the place roaring, and that alone is going to help you get through.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Where can people find you? Where are you at on the internet?
Oh my goodness. Well, vintagestrengthtraining.com, or just you can email me at valeriepawlowski@gmail.com, or email me at, what else, valpaw1@gmail.com. That, the direct. I mean, I really should just give out my phone, because there's so many outlets. And people say, but did you get a message? And I'm like, on what? Instagram, WhatsApp. There's so many places to get messages. The best thing to reach me is 908-938-1419. Text me. I do a lot of online stuff now, personal, which is really cool. Obviously, people come in here, the mecca of the gym right here on the premises at my home. And, being able to come to someone else, and I've done it internationally. So I've coached people in different countries, and it's great, because there's a way to take exactly what we have here and step by step bring someone along in the program and with a system that works. We've tried it and proven it time and time again. You're proof of it. I'm proof of it. Frank is proof of it. Strongman Dan is proof of it, because none of us really had that stuff. We picked up the clubs initially, and Don and the Addicts was just mind blowing to me, that piece of equipment. And now it's growing and into the full length mace. Oh my gosh. He's got big handles. He's got Rhino kit, the gigantic kid. So there's no loss for anyone who thinks they're all that and they're going to lift something that's, what is it, 60, 80? I think I saw a video the other day with 110 pounds. So
Right.
for the lightweight people, the handle is 3 pounds, and you start with that. So there's, no hesitancy that anyone should have, because we all started the same way. This stuff wasn't around, and we picked it up and we figured it out, and then we learned from our mentors, and now more people are bringing to this forum, just excellent advice, so to speak. We have Prache from India. He's been an excellent source of information from the originality of the Gata and some of the manner in which they run their 1,000-year events, so all is combined, and it's all accessible to every one of us. And we want to share the information. We're not hiding it. We want to share it. We want to have more people come on board, and we're the resources. And by all means, contact us. Complimentary, introductory is always the way to go.
All right. Well, Valerie, thank you so much for your time today. And I cannot wait to see you June 1st, and we're going to have a great time.
And remember, everybody, get registered. Go online right now. Get registered. Woodall's Vintage Strength Games, June 1st. Be there. Don't sit on the sidelines. It's going to be great. Oh my God, and the food was wonderful.
Absolutely. All right, Valerie, thank you.